Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So today I want to talk about how we can route an instrument from Kontakt to Studio One. Alright, so if you still want to have your kick, snare, toms, and cymbals all separate, I'm going to make some different outputs inside the Kontakt plugin. And for now, we're going to use GGD drums. We're going to try and find where we can match the outputs and how we can set this thing up. All right, let's dive right into it. All right, so first of all, to start with, I'm going to take the Kontakt plugin, just drag it on my screen here, the editing window. Then second, what I'm going to do is, most of the times these are out, so there's nothing here. That's actually how to start this. So then we click on Instruments, then we click the Invasion drums. I drag it here. Then we give it a second. All right, there we go. So basically this window will show up, or with another instrument, it's all the same. All right, so basically what we need to do is go to these separate menus here, kick, snare, toms, and so on. And you can always see on the bottom here, there is an output that's now being set to default everywhere. Same with the snare, toms, cymbals, and so on. But if you want to have these tracks all separate in Studio One in order to do your own mixing, to use your regular plugins and all that, you will have to go to Kontakt right here on the top right menu. Click this one and then enable outputs. Once you click on that, this one will show up. And basically what you would have to do there is click the plus button right here. Then you select the amount of channels that you want to have here. Let's put it on 10 now. Number of channels, you can just leave it as it is. Then delete existing channels. Just make sure you start with a clean slate. All right. And then make this your default configuration. Also enable it, and then you hit OK. Output configuration was saved as default, and it's going to create these channels on the bottom here, as you can see, from 1 to 10. All right. Then next thing that we're going to do is select the outputs on the bottom here, and you can route them each to a different channel right here. Then after this is going to be sent out back to Studio One. But first of all, what you have to know is, what I like to do here is have all my close mics, kick, sum, kick, sub, and kick trigger, have them all going to the first one, all going to the second one, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. All right. But as you can see, my previous channel configuration is still here, and I want to have the new one. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm just going to close the plugin, delete the MIDI channel, delete the plugin as well. We're going to take the plugin again from this menu here on the right, Kontakt, drag it on there, Instruments, add the Invasion again, or whatever other plugin that you're using. Give it a second. All right, there we go. Then we're going to go back to these menus, and then on the bottom here, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. The ones that are here on the bottom as well. What I can highly recommend, I should have done this before actually, but is to give this a name. Let's say, just for the simplicity of this video, I'm going to use the buses as they are here on the top menu: kick, snare, toms, and cymbals. So first one is going to be kick, second one snare, third one toms, and then the fourth one cymbals. All right, hit enter. There we go. As you can see, it's not changed here yet, so just going to click here on presets batch configuration, save current output section state as default for all formats, standalone, and so on. I'm just going to click on all formats. So I'm making sure that every time I'm opening this up, I'm getting these outputs. All right, so I'm quickly going to close it again, remove the plugin to make sure I have the right outputs, put it on there again, select the instrument, throw it on the blank screen here. Just give it one more second. All right, there we are. Then we go back to the kick one last time, click on default, and here you can see kick as of this channel. So I'm going to give each output here the kick stereo output. What I like to do as well is have your room separate from your closed mics. So basically have here kick dry, kick dry, kick dry. Then here kick room, kick room, kick room, or just kick, 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 and then kick room, kick room, kick room. And then basically I'm going to have here kick, kick room, and then we go to the snare. Same here, 3 closed mics on the left, 3 room mics on the right. Same thing here. Have these go to snare, 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 and then this one go to snare room, snare room, snare room. All right. So for the ease of this video, I'm just gonna select snare. All right. There we go. Then do the same thing for the toms. All right. Sorry, it's taking a little bit of time. Toms. Whoops, forgot this one. Toms. All right, and then last but not least, the overheads or cymbals, let's say. All right, these are going to cymbals. All right, so you see it's all here. And the funny thing is, I didn't actually notice till I started doing this video. You can actually have plugins here that are built in Kontakt Player, which is actually free, but this is pretty amazing. So you can have all these plugins. You can also route them to an aux channel even. So this is super cool. So you can have like an EQ on there, or dynamics, some compression, delay, reverb, modulation. That's pretty cool, but I'm not going to use this for now, as I will be using the plugins in Studio One. So basically, once this is done, all the outputs are routed. I can close. Oh, I can. 1 second. I think I have to. Oh yes, I forgot something. On the bottom here, you see this below each channel. For the channels that you used, you have to click it, and here physical out, you have to literally connect it. So basically here you already gave it a name. Kick 1 is going to be left, kick 2 is going to be right. So basically this channel will be going to 1 and 2. After that, we will open this up in Studio One. Same for the snare. This is going to, I already gave it a name here. Basically, this name here, snare, connects to the name that you give here. You see it stops here after cymbals, and then you see stereo 5. So if I would have wanted something else, like far rooms or anything, I would give stereo 5 rooms, the name rooms, and then here stereo 5 will change into rooms. All right. So where were we? The snare. Just gonna, all right. 1, 2, hit OK. Same here. Toms 1 and 2, and then cymbals right here and right there. There we go. Also, in the meantime, don't forget to save it sometimes here. Presets, save current output, all formats. Right, once that is done, you can close the window, and then here on the bottom in your mixing window, you click on your plugin here on the left side, instruments, which you can open from here. It's a little blue thing here. Click on it one time, and then this window will pop up. As you can see, it represents the name here, kick, snare, tom, cymbals, the names we gave back in the plugin. All right, so this is done. We'll just give this another name, kick, snare, toms, cymbals. Give them a good name, nice color as well. And I'm gonna bus them all together to a drum bus, because that's basically the whole purpose of it, besides the individual plugins that you can use per channel that you set yourself. All right, so drums, we give it red. That's it. You can click it one time again so it closes again. It's a bit cleaner. Then next thing that we're going to do is we'll open up the plugin again, go to the groove player. Don't have so many for now, but there you go. You'll like this one. All right, sounds great. Once you double click it, it shows up here in this menu. Then you take this name here and you drag it to where you want it on the channel of your drums, if that makes sense. You can just call this drums. Boom, there we go. Sweet, there we go. So it's a little more complicated than TuneTrack, the Superior Drummer plugin that I use, but it's doable. Okay, so basically the only thing you have to know is on the top right corner here is this little menu where you have to enable your outputs. The next thing you do is you create your outputs here with the options that I just mentioned, the amount of channels. Delete the previous channel, so you start with a clean slate, and then you can make this your default configuration as well. Then you hit OK. Then these channels will pop up. You give them a name depending on the ones you would like to have in Studio One. Like I mentioned, now I have all my kicks together, but it could be kick and kick room separately. You know what I mean? Then you click on the bottom menu here, and you connect it to your physical outs here. The one for the left, two for the right, because it's basically a stereo output. All right, then you hit OK. Once that is done and all these numbers are following up on each other, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and so on, then you close the plugin again, and then you click one time on here and you enable the plugins that you enable, the stereo outputs that you have just selected in Kontakt. All right. Yeah, and then it's very easy. You have all your channels separately here. You can do so many different things with it. Use your own plugins, do different automation. If you right click on one, boom, you do automation for this one or for that one, and so on. And yeah, you can route it to a bus. You can do all your crazy stuff with it. So that's how you go from Kontakt to Studio One. All right. Hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.